Alrighty guys, I am back with another WWE 2K17 video. I'm going to split this video into two parts. I'm going to be using two sources in this video and two in the next. The two sources I will be using in this one is a Sasha Banks interview and a Gamesradar, like hands-on kind of gameplay. So first, for the Sasha Banks interview, the first thing that has been confirmed for sure is Bayley. So Bayley was confirmed for WWE 2K17. Sasha Banks said that she said something about the 4 horsewomen. So that basically she just I don't know if she meant to confirm it or not, but Bayley was confirmed for WWE 2K17. And the next thing, it isn't for sure confirmed, but she did talk about Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero. So they might be in the game. Eddie, I can see Eddie being in the game. I don't know about Rey because he is with Lucha Underground. But I could see Eddie Guerrero ending up in WWE 2K17. Hopefully we do see both, because that would be cool to see both, especially Rey, because Rey is one of my favorite wrestlers. So the next source I'm going to be using is from Gamesradar.com. I will be linking both the interview from Sasha and the Gamesradar website. If you want to go check out and read up and listen and all that on your own, you guys can definitely go do that. So the first thing confirmed back into the game is taunting on the turnbuckles. I don't remember the last time we had taunting on the turnbuckles. I believe maybe it was SVR 2009 or 10, because I remember seeing like doing it with like Jeff Hardy and all of them. So that has been confirmed to come back into the game. I don't know if you can taunt on the third turnbuckle, but I know the second turnbuckle. We also have a better submission system. Apparently, the submission wheel is now much more forgiving. I'm apologizing now because my dog is making way too much noise now. Alberto Del Rio has been confirmed. I don't know if I talked about Del Rio in another video before, but if I did, then just ignore the fact that I'm saying Del Rio has been confirmed. If I didn't say it, then yeah, Del Rio has been confirmed for WWE 2K17. Now this is something I'm really excited about. There are now things called ringside signatures and finishers. So the way they work is, apparently if you have a finisher or a signature you cannot do outside, like say you do Del Rio's running Exiguri on the turnbuckle, you can't do that outside the ring. So they'll give him a random DDT or an arm drag or something like that instead. Now they have certain places you can set up certain signatures and finishers. So for example, this sounds pretty amazing. Actually, Nakamura has different variations of his running knee, so that's pretty cool. And while Del Rio's running Exiguri in the corner is replaced with a second armbar. So instead of the Exiguri, there's another armbar. So that is pretty interesting. This is probably the best thing that I've heard, just because he is also one of my favorite wrestlers. Seth Rollins, his curb stomp is still in the game. So that's pretty amazing. We still get to use the curb stomp. Even when it was banned and everyone was using the pedigree as his finisher, I stuck with the curb stomp. I don't really like the pedigree on him. I think the curb stomp was way better. Of course, it being banned, that kind of upsets me, but I'm still going to be using the curb stomp and taking that pedigree out and keeping the curb stomp in. So now we have two new skills. We have a skill called Brawl and a skill called Stare Down. So both of these new skills have something to do with the new promo system that we're having in the game. So I will read out what each of them do. For Brawl, you can attack the opponent during a promo and transition into a brawl, obviously. And for Stare Down, you temporarily reduce the amount of points the opponent can earn during the next node. This can be used one time per promo, so I'm guessing there's going to be promos during each week and all that. You can only do it once per month. I don't know how that's going to work. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but that's how I'm guessing it's going to be. The opponent's score for the next node will reduce to 85%. I have no idea what the word node means. There is some speculations about it. I don't want to really guess on what it means because I honestly don't know. So what Gamesradar thinks is a type of scoring system to define who wins. So who defines who wins the argument when they go back and forth. So this next piece of information has something to do with the loading select screen and how the wrestlers look. So instead of using real life renders, they're using close-ups of the wrestlers in game. So this also is going to affect the HUD. I'm not going to read that whole paragraph just because when I tried to read it at first, I made it sound a little bit confusing. So if you guys want to go read up on it, definitely go do that. Lillian Garcia will now announce your wrestler's name when you choose them from the character select screen. That's not really a big change, but it is pretty cool. We still get to see Michael Cole and Jerry Lawler, but now in the loading screens, you'll be hearing them do some announcing instead of just the silent loading bar, which is also pretty cool. So they'll have specific lines relative to each wrestler. So that's actually pretty cool. They also said that there aren't any for Nakamura at this stage. Hopefully, of course, they will bring some in. It would be kind of stupid not to have them in, but obviously it was a very early build, so they didn't have everything finished up yet. This is also some pretty amazing news. I already talked about how you can attack after the match is over. They got to play it, so I'm going to read exactly what they said and how it went. So after they defeated Del Rio using AJ Styles, they tapped X, and they were able to pound on, I believe, Del Rio? No, maybe Styles. After the replays were long over, he makes no attempt to recover, and I'm able to nail him with a Pele kick. So they're using Styles. The animation is fantastic, and a second Styles clash before the action cuts away to the crowd, and the quit to main menu screen appears. That is pretty cool. I can't wait to try that out. And attacking before the match is pretty much the same as last year. You can attack them and weaken them up, shoot them back in the ring, and do what you got to do. Or if you stay out of the ring too long, then the match will be called off. I don't know if they're going to use the same animation where it's that stupid clothesline to get back up and that's it. Because that kind of doesn't make any sort of sense to do that. Because usually you would think that they would keep fighting or something like that, but it just cuts away. But also, I don't know where I heard this from, but I heard, and I don't know if that was a video I've seen that I'm going to be speaking about in part 2, but if it is, I'm sorry for speaking about it, that the entrance gear stays on a little bit longer. So you know how you attack someone and it just cuts away and their gear magically appears off? Apparently, I don't know if that still happens, but the gear stays on a little bit longer. So in the build that they played for Backstage Brawl, and they can only pick just a normal Backstage Brawl match, they couldn't actually fight from the ring to the back yet in this build. They are saying that once the final build comes, you can fight toward the ramp and go right through the curtain and end up backstage like how you used to be able to do. So in Backstage, you can, obviously, if you guys haven't seen the Backstage Brawl gameplay, go check that out. But you can use weapons such as trash cans, shelves. You can jump off of the little desk kind of thing. They also said that when they were playing a match using Kevin Owens and AJ Styles, they got close to Dean Ambrose cutting an interview. If you guys didn't see the video, they were having interviews toward the background while they were fighting. So they went over there, and Dean Ambrose and Renee ran. So I don't know if there's any other interactions, like maybe you can push them into Dean, and I don't know if it's gonna work like that. I don't know if they're gonna just keep running away and that's it. It'll be kind of cool to see some type of interaction between them instead of always having them run. So there's more sort of kind of weapons. You can use lockers and slam each other into lockers. You can use the spine first into the TV shown in the gameplay. And for right now, we do not have a car park or a loading area. So hopefully in the next game we will have it. There is no parking lot brawls as of this game. But that is all the information I have for this video. Make sure you guys stay tuned for part 2. I'm going to be using information off of Tubby Emu and CM Pulse because they also got to play the game. So I will of course give them credit in the video and all of that stuff. Thank you to Gamesradar and Sasha Banks for giving us this information. Thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys in the next video, part 2.